you guys are, well, they're talking about robbing a bank and how to do it, really. Yeah. And Emery just fiddled around with the computer, no one noticing, and then decided that probably now is not the best time. Luke, you had a question for the Baron?
Hey, big man. I noticed upstairs, flickering lights. Is that, you got electrical problem there or something?
I thought that was a you thing.
Oh. I mean, most of the times lights don't flicker when I'm around. I mean, not unless I want them to, you know.
I've only seen it with, well, Marin and her.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then maybe there is a correlation as well as a causation there. So okay. Yeah. He's going to step back and just go like, sorry about that.
Didn't mean to. Killjoy, I think. At some point.
Who?
Long story. He is no more.
Yeah. What the hell kind of name is Killjoy?
I think his name was Scott. But it's only it was only ever Adrian that called him that. They had a thing.
Okay. But he sounds like he sounds like not great company, yeah.
Well, he's alright. Bit angry and feral at times, but he was a businessman and, well, he worked for the prince. I say worked, but I'm not quite sure what the deal was there.
Yeah.
And was apparently...
Who knows with the prince? I mean, I personally don't know him the way you do, so...
He's a hard man to get to know these days. I feel like because I knew Alex before, I can kind of talk to him like I knew him before, but he does not permit other people to do the same.
He's a recluse. I understand it. I do, actually, on some level, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I live my life, you know. I don't really get into the crowds and the public appearances and all that stuff.
He was pronounced a terrorist in the news, so that kind of, you know, kills your public.
Yeah, I'll say. Wow, yeah, he must have done some pretty bad shit.
It's what they call it. Us.
Yeah.
In the news, whatever we do is terrorism.
Bank robbery.
At least Antigen cares as much about the Masquerade as we do.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, bank robbery. None of this is gonna happen tonight. It's just, I'm simply throwing out things we could do for the community.
You're spitballing, brainstorming.
And Oliver said he needed money, and I guess you guys need money too for things. So.
Always. You got some sweet swords up there I want to get my hands on.
Another thing, and this is more a curiosity, really, but we've heard rumors of hauntings at the Stonehouse Hospital in Dartford. It's technically not within my domain, but it's closest to. Isa says we could talk to the Hecata, and Jake says, or her, and Gabriel points towards Josh and sternly says, don't say her name. And Josh, he sits down on the bench and starts rocking back and forth. And Gabriel says again, I swear, Josh, I'll punch you before you say it. And Josh looks up, smiles, and says, Nemme. And then Gabriel appears behind Josh with the hand over his mouth. And he just looks down, says calmly, but a bit annoyed, are we in agreement? And Josh just nods.
Is this like a she who shall not be named situation, or what is going on here?
I don't know how exactly it works, but if you say her name, she can hear like the next couple of words you say.
Did you say ghost?
I don't really get into dealing with phantasms.
It was the one who led you in through the sewers into London, if you're still... Yeah.
Oh, Nemesis. She was nice.
Jake says, nobody says a thing. Just looks
nice
around.
pantry? Oh!
Huh?
This was- so very helpful.
the lights start to blink, and out of a shadow that's briefly in a spot in the room, Nemesis appears, shadows surrounding her, and looks at you, Dave. Says, "You prayed."
Oh, I was just saying, you were the you fetched us off the train and got us here safe. We were just they were just talking about you, and I was just making sure it was yourself.
Why are you talking about me? She looks at Gabriel like she's almost ready to fight.
We're just really grateful.
So are you like summoned when someone mentions your name, like Beetlejuice? Like is it?
Only twice.
Oh,
Only twice.
I appear when I like to.
Okay, but you can do the portal thing too.
I can do what you can do someday. I can move through the shadows.
I need to know how to do that. Yeah.
I'll train you for a price. And Gabriel says, "Don't," and points towards you, Luke.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I don't see any other of my kind around here. We are a bit of a rare lot, so I mean, it may just be a matter of necessity at some point. But I promise, Gabriel, I'm on your team, buddy.
Don't mistake my words. I'm not a filthy clan. I'm pure blood. I'm a direct descendant of Cain, and I will not be equated to someone who is cursed by the Father.
Wow. Okay.
But we
All right.
share disciplines.
certain abilities. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So, and Luke is going to think to himself, elitist much. Okay. All right. So, got it. Yeah.
Gabriel is looking at her and says, "Can you leave now? We're kind of in the middle of business." And she says, "I love business. What are we discussing?" And he's kind of raising a fist, and Isaac is holding his wrist.
Have you noticed how many people from the Camarilla can just sort of jump into the Baron's territory without any difficulty?
"I'm not fucking Camarilla," she says.
Do you really want to stay here? This smells a lot.
"I'm a horseman. I have nothing to do with them."
Oh, it's just you sort of appeared the same way as the Warlock. That was all. Sort of not here one moment, here the next.
"Oh, I might need some help with him if you're ever interested." And Gabriel again says, "Don't."
For a price,
That's got on
right?
some of our blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
It can't be worth much. We're all young.
Well, it's gonna hurt and boil. Won't kill you though.
All right, we're gonna have to add him to the list as well then.
Yeah, he's on mine too. And Gabriel is he looked like he's about to pop a fuse. And well, Nemesis is perceptive. The light starts to blink again, and she disappears. And he just sighs, or forces out a sigh, and says, "Can we please not use her name unless we want her to hear or show up?"
We
And
could call her a skate lady.
And she's a bitch, but necessary.
See who shall not be named. Got it. She
Not
didn't
unless
seem
you
very
want her
pleasant
attention.
anyway. Yeah.
So if we ever meet the Warlock again, we'll just say your name 3 times and she'll appear in a striped pantsuit.
I like that plan, Leo.
That sounds good.
Find a mirror, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
This is
Isa says, "Ghost house, hospital." And Gabriel, "Oh yeah. Well, technically not within my domain, but yeah, something I'm curious about. I don't know anything about it. I can't see it. Can any of you see that kind of shit?"
I actually see what's normal.
Yeah, I was interested in, all that ghost stuff.
Well,
Where was it? Can you repeat to me?
the hospital.
right, perfect. Thank you.
Hospital is in. It's Dartford. It's, I think, southeast of here.
I see dead people.
Yeah, there's one over there.
I'm there.
Because I hear he looks, but can't see anything, and then says, "I hear you need to be able to see them to talk to them," which is why I ask.
Yeah, I can see them. And he's not happy about saying that. He's just more like, yeah, this is something I can do whether I want it to or not. If we take care of your haunting issue, is there a chance there for maybe a little expansion? Yeah.
I can will that.
Don't worry, just if you need help, just tell me. I'm there. You don't need to pay or trade favors, man.
No. I'm sorry, Gabriel. I wasn't being clear.
Extending the domain?
Right. Dave and I are on the same page here, when it comes to all things not burning. So, it's, yeah, exactly.
Are we talking
always
square meters here, or
you'll have to forgive me, Gabriel. I'm still not being clear. I'm talking about the entire section of the city that this hospital resides in. I have this compulsion to think big picture, and always,
You want Dartford?
I mean, I'm saying Dartford for all of us, right?
Couldn't we just move into the haunted hospital?
We could potentially do that, or it could become a second place for us. I mean, the store's so nice, but why not two? Right?
I guess it depends on what you find.
Yeah. But you're not interested in that, having more territory, domain, becoming a baron of even more of London. I'm just saying, there's possibilities for expansion there.
Yeah, definitely. If we have people that can look out for it, but it's technically not within London, but we could claim it.
Yeah. For anarchs. Yeah.
Definitely. Depends on what you find there. If it's just a shit show where people get killed every night, then probably.
Obviously, right. We don't want murder central, right? I get that.
But if it turns out that the wraiths are hostile, we need to figure out a way to get rid of them, I guess. I don't know how you would do that. And
call the Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Isis says, well, you put up a bunch of wards, or you call a Hecata. Or Cappadocians, as they call
themselves. Where's Oliver?
That's a good question, Isis says. Where is Oliver?
He jumped out of a manhole somewhere.
He had to go get something he had to get a bite to eat, I think. He comes and goes. He doesn't really answer to any of us. He's a bit quiet, scary.
Cool. Is there any chance I could, because I don't know how much my nose has, like difference to applies and all that, could I do a occultism roll in order to know about ghosts, their nature, and know about feathers, how to interact with them, how to handle them?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt.
It's fine. Let's see what you got.
I think I'm using willpower. I want to stretch that a little more.
Okay. 4 is pretty
You're
good.
gonna risk it, huh?
5.
5. Very well.
Well, as you just said, really it's I guess the technical term for it is a wraith. And they live on the other side. The plane is called many things and have many layers. You're not totally sure about what's the difference of all the layers in there. And you also know that there are as many different types of wraith as there are kindred, probably. Mm-hmm. They're not they're all individuals. And those that are there have unfinished business and have, much like you have special people, they have special things that they left behind. And with those things you have could have a tremendous power over them if you know how to exploit it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know that they can be destroyed with sorcery, but you don't know of any other ways.
All right. Perfect. Well, we can definitely try. I will be up for that. More than hasting, anyways.
Also, isn't Fight Club tomorrow?
Yeah. We open at when? And Josh says 9.
Seems late, but yeah.
We have
Sounds
to
good.
wake up and get a chance to feed before the fight and everything. So, and yeah, that's another curiosity, I guess, and something to think on. And Josh had something as well, didn't you, Josh? And Josh excitedly sits up and claps his hands together. We need to break into the University of London.
Which department?
Well, any, really. I just need a backdoor to their servers. We need somewhere to reroute our traffic and have kind of a hub. We might be able to use it to use cell phones again. If we're smart about it.
Luke just kind of shrugs. he just like whatever.
I like that too.
Technically, could we just change all the lights to red and stop the traffic in London?
Technically.
Yeah, let's do it.
He looks at Gabriel and Gabriel is shaking his head.
You're trouble, Dave. You really are.
No. Just
Burn things
focus.
down, stopping traffic.
Focus.
I mean, you're just a
What's the
freaking
benefit
terrorist.
of traffic? All those cars going nowhere.
Isa looks at you, Marie. Speaking of warts before, I believe you had ideas for warts, correct?
Yes, kind of. We are working on it. Slowly. It's hard to get a
We're gonna need a lot.
start with no library. Do you have any occult library around here?
Isa says, not around here, but I have a collection if you need rituals and that sort of thing.
I know who's got one because she said she had a good library, but you said not to say her name.
Oh, Nemesis, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
She had a really, really good library. No, she said she had books covering everything. So
The lights flicker for a moment, but nothing appears. And Gabriel is pinching his nose and kind of hiding his head.
Maybe
Makes
see we
sense.
keep carrying her. She's going to actually get annoyed and never check on us.
Or frenzy, Josh says. Most likely frenzy.
That doesn't seem like a good outcome to me. I'm
Gabriel's-
worried about that.
Gabriel says, we've never fought because we've never needed to, but I think she's up there.
I do not want to check it. Thank you very much. We'll keep the info in check.
Josh says she has a black aura all the time.
No.
Well, meaning that she ate a couple of us at least.
Yeah. Black veins, all that shit. Yeah. Sinister and all that. Yeah.
Who needs humanity? It's fine.
That's actually how Killjoy died.
what? Nemesis
He
ate
ate
him.
him?
Those two sound like a pair.
Come again, Dave?
What? Nemesis ate him.
Oh, they were cousins and they went to diabolize Methuselah, and of course that failed, and now that Methuselah inhabits Killjoy's body. Who also happens to be the Morrigan's husband and a, I don't know, very low generation La Sombra. Like, you will notice it on maps and traffic lights if you're even just present. That kind of ancient level La Sombra.
So they could take care of the traffic rather than needing to break into the server, Josh.
Not a good idea.
Oh, okay.
He speaks like a Celtic and has this whole fucking war god thing going on. Believes he's the god of battle and that he's over 2,000 years old and yada yada.
Charming.
Illusions of Grange. Got it.
looking at him. And then I look back at the corpse.
Well, they're sleeping. What do you call it? And Isis says the labyrinth. Beneath. I guess there are like, what, 10 of them left? Methuselahs, I mean.
Fun.
Placed there by Mithras, if I'm not wrong. To guard a gate to hell.
This is a fascinating city. Much more fascinating than it likes to let on, obviously.
Too much fascinating, if you ask me.
Oh,
Great.
that's a good reason why you don't help her, by the way. She's trying to get something out of that gate.
That's great.
Oh, like
That's
Satan?
great. No,
I don't
God.
know. I don't know who she's praying to. She calls her Ramnosha. And Josh says, the Greek god of vengeance.
Even more charming than the last one.
Gabriel shakes his head again. Enough about her. It's we don't know what she hears and what she doesn't. She's only here because she hates the Camarilla as much as we.
Enemy of my enemy, right?
Yeah, kind of
got
thing.
it.
She'll fight.
You got dangerous friends there, Gabriel.
Well, she's
Has
the.
anyone ever thought like to just call her like Nancy or something?
I like
I'm
that.
good with Nancy. Nancy works for me.
Nancy is good.
Negative Nancy. Negative Nancy it is.
Yeah.
And I says definitely negative Nancy. Anyways, these 3 things are, well, none of them are pressing. And obviously needs planning. I might be Bruja, but I'm not that rash. And maybe talk to some people. If you need to know where to go, then just ask someone. I'm sure they'll point you in a way. But probably need to give either a name or specify what you're looking for.
I wonder if hitting the university first would help us with the bank heist. And then we can clean up the ghosts last. Just feels to me like a good order of doing things. University just feels very easy. I mean, I don't know anything about technology and computers and everything else. And Alicia handles all that stuff, but how hard could it possibly be, you know?
Marie and Emery, you definitely know with your level of technology that it's a good idea to have somewhere where the signal leads back to. So it's not tracked directly from where you're doing your work or if you try to get into the bank. So it might not be a bad idea to start with the university.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like a decent idea to me.
If you'll excuse me, I gotta go talk to Alicia, actually. I have a few things I need to mention in preparation for the coming nights, as it were.
I'm asking you as a player, do you have the intention of talking to her or privately?
More privately.
Alright, then she just appears at the stairs waiting for you as you come up. She's just
Okay.
waiting there already.
Yeah.
Gabriel looks around at all of you and says, well, you're welcome to sleep here, and if you need to get some food, then I'll allow it tonight on my domain. Just don't kill anyone.
Well, thank you very much. That will be...
We also have
Welcome.
blood bags if you can stomach that kind of thing.
Not my style, thank you.
Just like the sire told me before I left, don't make a life, don't take a life. It'll be fine.
There's now a dozen pigeons down here, I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your hospitality. I think I have had my fair share of corpses for today. And shivers.
He looks at Jake. Can you
And
get
Nancy's.
that away? And Jake picks up the corpse and starts to walk out of the room.
Thank you. And so I would like to actually, well, not sure. Well, actually, yeah. Isa, once I have how could I actually get access to that collection of yours when possible? Just a basic tome?
Will you want to browse, or are you looking for something specific?
Mostly warding for, keeping safe all the heavens and all similar stuff.
I can go get something before dawn, or you can come by tomorrow night. It's up to you.
I will not like to bother you. I will come by tomorrow night.
It's fine.
Thank you very much. And from there on, I would like to leave, but if possible, I would like to leave the place, leave the building, when Luke is finishing his talk with Alicia or whatever, and see if he wants or anyone else tie into that optional conversation, as you may see fits. You're okay with that?
Yeah, definitely. I'll just go with David, Leo, and Emery. What's your intention at the moment?
Is everyone leaving?
Oh, Luke is well, he left the room to talk to someone.
I need to have a conversation with my goal to set up actual dinner. So, that's the reason why he's having a conversation with her, because he needs to start setting up dinner.
Apart from that, Gabriel is still in here, and Josh, Wally, Isa, and the wolf on the couch. And the three of you.
What time is it?
2:30 probably.
Dave's
Maybe
gonna-
more like 3.
Dave's going to try and get another message out to a friend. So he'll probably be out for an hour, 2 at the most.
Alrighty. And Leo, you are still frustrated on the couch, or
Distraught.
Too tired to function.
to function? Yeah.
We'll just retreat for the night, I reckon.
Sorry. And Emery, is there anything you would like to do in this
Can
hour? I guess that people are doing their own thing.
I make another insight to see if it'd be I don't know. I wanted to get this USB. There's no time on it, but maybe she'll ask if she can play Minecraft with him.
Making friends with Josh.
Just broing it, See if he's got a Christian Minecraft server or not.
I guess what's the easiest way to do this? Well, the people who are looking for blood do a hunting roll.
I will do that after the scenes if possible. So I'll do it beforehand, or
Oh yeah, right. We can do it after as well. But
okay.
let's look. You have a conversation with Alicia first before Marie walks
Yes.
into the room.
Yes.
You needed me, sir?
Yes. So 2 things. This is going to be our place for a little while, in case you weren't already aware of that. So we need to set up operations here, so that you, and you're good at that. This is what you're good at. So I need you to set up a number of dates at different clubs, performance dates and things like that. Reach out to the right people, get it out on social media and everything else, that I'll be making some appearances, so that not here, right? We don't want to bring them all here just yet. I'm not sure that Gabriel will be okay with that. So just places in the vicinity or other places around London that won't be stepping on anybody's toes. And he's going to mention the parts that are already Camarilla domain, and to try to avoid those if possible. But just to set up some performance, preferably one tomorrow on short notice. You can make it special, like a surprise appearance or something like that, and we can get that going. The other thing is just because I know that I think for our group we just need to have something set up, like car service or something like that I can we can get that at a moment's notice if need be. You can take care of that as well. Set up something with them, whatever they need, and take care of that. I am good for tonight, obviously, but if we can get that going tomorrow, first thing, I can hop on over, do a surprise appearance, for the first hour or so, get a little nip, that sort of thing. That would be great, Alicia.
I'll get to it. So,
One more thing.
Yes.
One more thing. You're pretty good with technology, right?
Yes, sir.
Getting into networks and everything. I may need you tomorrow night to do a little. What's the term? Hacking? Yeah, breaking into certain places, servers, things like that. That's what they call them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, a little bit of that, might be on order for tomorrow night as well.
I'll go buy a computer during the day, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. You're fantastic. He's gonna kiss her on the cheek and be like,
Am I allowed to sleep a couple hours before dawn?
Of course. Get yourself, whatever sleep you think you need and can get, as long as you can accomplish all of that. However you want to sleep or however you want to handle it is up to you. Just make sure something like that is set up for, tomorrow night. That's all. You have the whole rest of tonight and tomorrow during the day to do as you like.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
She will also leave the building. I'm just thinking of an order to do this in. Because you triggered something.
Great.
I think Gabriel walks out with you, Marie. Standing in the door. Like he heard something and says, I might need your help with that, mate. The concert thing. And he looks back into the room to make sure that everyone can hear him. I thought it would be fun to have a really, really prestigious thing where like really, really powerful and rich people come, and while you give everyone a good show, then the rest of us, we get dirt on them, their wallets, their phones, what kind of thing we can get out of them to maybe get some powerful and very influential people in our pockets.
Okay.
But you'll be the distraction.
Yes, of course. Lights, camera, action, music, got it. Yeah, I'm good at that. Put me behind a piano and I can enthrall a crowd, as it were. Are you thinking here? Or are you thinking
No. A place there would go, like an opera house or something.
Right. And he's gonna be like, Alicia, before you go, he's gonna grab her like, something big in the next week here. Something, Gabriel, would that be all right? It doesn't need to be right away, does it?
No.
Because it might take a bit for like special invitations to go out and everything. Alicia's all over this. She can handle it. Yeah.
He points to her. I have a place in mind. You can kind of get under the seats.
First, awesome, great. Take Gabriel's suggestions, enhance them as need be. I don't know, what his experience with setting up an event like this would be, but you know what to do, Alicia. You're no car stealing.
He walks back into the room, and Marie, stood there with Luke. The door is still open, so people who are paying attention to it can hear unless you're whispering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I like to think that basically I have been seeing or hearing in Luke interact. Like, I haven't heard what he has specifically said, but I have seen him interacting with Alicia throughout the night, and he seems actually concerned about her. That's going to strike me initially. And when I'm going to about to leave, and I am side by side beside him, I'm going to ask, so you seem to appreciate Alicia. Well, how did you meet?
Oh,
I may ask. Of course, I understand it may be personal. I'm sorry if that's the case.
It's not quite as unusual as you might think. She's a fan of mine. Like my performances, like the music and everything. she and I are both. We share a certain joie de vivre. She's a bon vivant like myself. You may have noticed I quite enjoy. I'm a little closer to the immortals, as it were. I like blood through the veins, and just the vibe and everything, and feeling the music and all that stuff. And she was just one of my closest and most loyal, devoted fans, and so I realized after a while that she had certain skills that were very useful. She was actually promoting my shows before I even realized it, and so we kind of got together in a very. She likes the music and she's into what I'm, all the skills and lifestyle, and she helps me out where I can't deal with all the technology stuff like that. So it's a kind of mutual work relationship type of thing. But yeah, I care about her because she's been good to me, and I like to take care of her and make sure she's okay, and she helps me to stay connected to people in more than one way.
And are you not? You have seen the same that I have. Are you not scared? You may snap someday.
Well, I suppose we all deal with that. I try to be pretty responsible. I was just talking with her to kind of keep that sort of thing from happening. I mean, if I felt like I was in that kind of situation, I would keep as much distance between us as possible. It was very important for me to maintain control. It still is, obviously. I wouldn't want to do that to anyone, let alone Alicia. So, yeah, I don't, how shall we say, get sustenance from her. I wouldn't even put her in that situation. That's one way to keep it from happening. And the other way is to make sure that there are that the beast, as we might call it, is content as often as possible, in safe manners. So, like I try to make sure that I don't put myself in that situation. I had a strict upbringing, you can say, and I've seen what we can become. Like that warlock, which was like, or she who shall not be mentioned. I can see that there are monsters we can become if we aren't careful. And I don't intend, just between you and me, I don't intend to be one of those or to turn into one of those. I happen to value my humanity. So I take a lot of precautions to make sure that doesn't happen, is what I'm saying.
And do you think they planned it? Do you really think long term you can make it work? Because I find it so hard sometimes.
I so far have been able to make it work, and I think, I mean, if you struggle with it, right, I can certainly offer some advice for how to manage it. I think it's important that you learn how to manage it. Hopefully you were taught that. But like I realize that sometimes it gets out of control, and I try to make sure that those I care about are not around when that happens. Everything comes with a risk. Everything that we care about comes with a risk, I think. But hiding from it and staying away from it is no kind of life at all. So I am I do all in my power to try to make sure that Alicia and others stay safe. That's all I can do. That's why I talk to her at night, and that's why I have her set up these things for me, because if I don't, then I run into that situation. You never let yourself get to that point is ideally what I would recommend. Like, you always have something on order to make sure that you're going to be taken care of. If something happens, she's good at helping me cover it up, but I would never put her in that situation if I can help it. As for any dangers that come with anything else, like I said, I would consider them the same way. Like, I want to maintain my connection to this world. I realize we all are what we are, but unlike my sire, and unlike other people of my particular kind, we have something of a reputation. I try not to be
for that.
I try not to be like them, you know? I try to be better than that, because I've seen what they become. And part of the reason I even became what I am is because of what they became. And he's going to stop with that. He's not going to go too far into detail about it, but he's going to turn it back on Marie and say, how do you manage it? And what are your techniques for holding on to what remains of your humanity?
I just feel selfish. See, if I came close to them, I feel like sooner or later I'm going to put them at risk, and that no matter how hard I try, someday I will just relax and lower my guard, and I just can't rewrite that. I feel
Maybe that can happen if that's all you want. Although I find that they have a way of dragging you back in, as it were. Yeah. Finding you, pulling you back in. That's been my experience anyway. And I've become quite the expert at dodging crowds and everything else. But in my experience, our kind have a way of finding you and pulling you back into, what shall we call it, the drama, as it were. But I think it's a noble goal that you have, maybe to seek out the quiet life and to be able to just be left alone and do what you want to do. But it's not easy.
No, it isn't. But at least I can try and help people like you. You should come by with Alice tomorrow to the heaven. I think I could set up something for you out, so that she's slightly safer. She won't, of course.
Yeah, I think it would be worth considering.
Keep it in mind. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And now, not sure if you want to leave the scene or I leave first, I don't mind. But while we are getting separated, I'm going to pull out a small notebook I have. I'm going to search for a phone number I have written. I'm going to look at it intensely. And as a cut-off, I would like to ask anyone near, do you know where I could get myself a new phone? And just call it at that point.
Well, the conversation is going on, taking place, and while that is happening, Gabriel is walking back into the room and yells out, not in an angry manner, but just to get your attention. Emery, how much shit can you get off a phone if you had it? Like, people's personal dirt and all that kind of crap.
I guess it's considered, the quality of it and what kind of phone it is. Some are easier to get into than others. Are they still there? I can get a lot. I can get enough. Depends on what you want.
Well, whatever I need, really. But I just talked with Luke about setting up a concert for some very prestigious people and swiping their phones and not that sort of thing, or possibly just listening to their conversations while no one is looking at you, that sort of thing, to get dirt on them. I just thought phones are... Josh says they contain your entire life in a pocket. I believe that's how he phrases it. So.
Or a nun life. That's why I guess we're not supposed to have them, or should be cautioned against carrying them, because the tracking can go both ways.
It's just
potentially.
Antigen has gotten really good at picking up on when it's us. When we say, even when we say gibberish that does not make sense, it triggers something there. But
I mean, there's VPNs and such. I mean, the phone call, the location could be Connecticut
what?
for all they know. A VPN.
I believe you. But I believe that you're one of the ones who are allowed to use it. Josh says so.
Yeah.
But yeah, phones can get dirt off them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little harder to get actual dirt on them. They're kind of shit at protecting themselves from dust particles, but that's just more, like with us going through the sewers and stuff, it's a little harder to protect them. They don't do well with grime and water and such.
Well, at least you have and he kind of looks at your shoulder, even though you're turning your head to hide it. At least you have your birds.
Yeah, they're not going to be detected. That's for sure.
I don't think they're looking for that yet. And what would they do? Interrogate a pigeon?
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. I've heard they've done a lot of wicked things.
You know what? They have. And they're working along with even eviler pricks. Like old school, in the name of God kind of people. Leopold. I don't know if you heard about them. Probably most people have in some way, but...
Was he at Carthage too, like everyone else and their mother?
I don't know. I'm not that old. I think...
She's gonna take note of that.
But I do know, because I am what I am, that's why most Brujahs do not tolerate Toreadors. And we don't have any Toreadors around here, so maybe that's mutual.
Meanwhile, Leo is just laying in the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the interesting thing about the roses. Sometimes they're a little more wild than others, so sometimes hard to determine who is and who isn't.
Gabriel is by no means smart or dumb, but he's not perceptive, and Leo is apparently melded into the couch over there. Or maybe it has not occurred to Gabriel that he's Toreador. But yeah, definitely. All the... Whatever you need, like computer-wise, say it to Josh, and the hacking with the bank and the telephones and all that. We'll get you set up. I don't know what you need.
Yeah, I can do that. So let me just get it right. We're like getting gold from a bank, listening in on phones, and then punching a white at a hospital. This is what we're doing.
And creating a... Did he call it a back door at the university?
Yeah.
To their servers or filing cabinets or whatever it is.
Backdoor to college can mean many things, so I just don't know. Many opportunities.
Dave.
So,
Oh, sorry.
is there anything that I can do in the moment? And so while she's here, is she still near the? Am I still down by the computer?
Yeah, you are. Josh is still sitting on a bench, I guess, or at least talking in your direction. But
Okay.
you are.
So are we gonna play Minecraft or what's the situation?
Yeah. I'll show you my world. I've set up a really smart system with the humans. They just breed and then they go on to trails and then they do the thing. It's an automated system of breeding humans. Is that wrong?
No. I mean, it's like an ant farm, but it's, it's kind of like Fallout at the same time, but it's fine.
Dave, you appear.
Are we sure he's not like playing The Sims or something?
He's playing many things with a thick laptop, but it's probably you chose the one with the most light in because it's probably the best one, the one that looks most like a spaceship.
Multicolor. It's the same colors as her hair, really. Emery,
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah.
There you go.
What about it?
You need to.
What about?
Dave's got a laptop he's handing over.
Oh, and she'll take it. What are we doing with this?
You were trying to use a computer, so I thought, there you
Oh, yeah, of course. Certainly. Is this yours? Whose is this? Where did it come from?
go. Yours. And at this point, Dave will then go and walk back out.
Oh,
That concerned look is everything.
People who wanted to hunt, you can do your rolls. If you want to hunt before dawn.
Yeah, I would like to ask something, if possible.
Go ahead.
I don't think my way of feeling is not set up yet because I will have to get in contact with people and I will look to do for that next night. Is it fine if I do a more of a strike up kind of feeling, like to intimidation and all that? Because I don't have my usual method and I know I'm going to get really hungry if I don't fit off anyway. Is it fine if I, for this day, use more, different methods?
You can definitely make a roll like your different predator type.
Perfect. I was thinking that because I am a really hard spot, so I'm thinking of doing more of an alley cat kind of feeling to seek intimidation.
Yeah, it's a strength brawl or a
I think it's
wits investigation. No, streetwise.
Wasn't that? I think that's more of a pulsar. Wasn't it more like intimidation, charisma, intimidation, resolution, something like that for?
For alley cat, is either you beat them over the head, drink their blood, or you pretend you're Batman and you go for bad guys. But it's the same kind of deal, where you just hit people over the head. But yeah, you can disguise it as a robbery. Yeah, for sure. But the role itself is either overpowering them or what's the word I'm looking for? Finding out where the criminals hang out.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to settle with criminals.
But if you want to intimidate someone, and they're probably gonna run away if they're scared of you. So, but if you just want to try and ambush someone, you can do a stealth roll of
I think then I will prefer to move it over, so you don't mind, because it can get really haze if I can get to intimidation. So I will prefer to hold on of feeling and think it through.
Alrighty. And look, you set it up for that, and alright. I guess within the hour, everyone gathers again.
For Luke, I was thinking of just using the herd thing, but it would be for the beginning of the next night that he would do that through Alicia's connection. So I don't know how you want to do the time skip or whatever, but like rather than feeding tonight before the end of the night, I figure he'll just wait until the next night and do the herd thing.
Yeah. Then we won't forget as well. Wally, he says at some point, I gotta take off, and leaves. He's apparently not sleeping here. And Isa, the same thing. She looks at you, Marie, and says, I'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow.
And well, Josh, Gabriel, and Emma are the only ones left, apart from you and a couple of ghouls upstairs. And at some point, Teresa is just bringing down a bunch of bags filled with random clothes. It looks like she's probably robbed a Red Cross container or something.
Mm-hmm.
But just smiles and nods at everyone, just not saying anything because she's too polite, and then leaves. And Gabriel looks at you guys and says, "I think you look fine. I don't know what she's on to." And
The way in which Leo sprints to those bags of clothing.
showing the celerity suddenly. But yeah, it is random clothes, so you're not gonna find anything fancy in here, but it doesn't smell like shit.
Is a step up.
Yeah.
All I need are socks.
We have less than half an hour left because I start work tomorrow. This is my last vacation day, so I would like to try to get an early night's sleep. But the rest of the time, I would like to go around the table and ask people's intentions for whatever they're gonna do before dawn, and their immediate thing they want to do when they wake up. So I'm just gonna go with the turn order I had set up previously that had disappeared. Never mind, I'm gonna go around like I see you guys on my screen. Leo, what is well, it's maybe two hours max, maybe 3 because of the time of year till dawn. So what do you do for the rest of the night? Apart from changing socks.
He'll just start writing down words that he doesn't understand on the little BlackBerry he was given, because all of his phones are trashed, and just like try to write down and try to make notes of everything that's happening because he has no clue what's really going on.
And I assume you're gonna sleep in this basement.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dave, the rest of your night?
Trying to get hold of Alistair. We've got wraiths to destroy, and we need to find some information about how we actually deal with them.
Are you gonna use the Emery's Pigeon service or something?
I'm probably going to try and find him. He keeps avoiding Dave, so try and get some FaceTime with him before heading back.
So headed out and coming back before dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Luke, I know you had Alicia set up some things, but what does Luke want to do for the rest of the night?
I mean, he's just going to get himself comfortable. He doesn't really have anything to do because a lot of what he is going to do, Alicia is really part and parcel to that. So that's why he had that. Having his conversation with her is really just kind of setting everything up for the next day. So that's next night. So that's yeah. He's done now. He is going to watch Josh and Emery play The Sims and or anything else, and yeah, feed the pigeons or whatever. So yeah.
Go away! You make the screen blink.
He's gonna stand back like 10 feet.
Yeah. Just in the background with completely
Right,
black
exactly.
eyes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, not creepy at all.
No, not at all. And Emery, before you go to Torpor, I will tell you something, because you have been trying all night. Josh goes to sleep earlier than you guys, probably because he has a lower stat of something than you guys, but he goes to sleep like half an hour before dawn, it seems. Or he doesn't go to sleep, he goes stiff.
She might use this opportunity to get her 15 minutes in, but she might also wait. She really wants to, but also because like she's up to the point where she's like, she's just met you all, so she's kind of like, I could do this on my own. Like logically, it makes sense to have like a bigger diversion, but I think she'll go for it. She'll probably go for it.
Well, intelligence technology, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's like more difficult, it makes it even more tantalizing now, I'm sure.
Because nobody else knows what she's doing. Like like y'all weren't there for the conversation, so she's just like,
Yeah, just go stiff in the chair and then you take over. You're not done with the game. 2.
Oh.
The mystery continues to elude.
Do you trust your roll? Then I'm gonna note it. Or do you want a willpower? You get willpower back in a moment, I just want to say. Not all of it, but some of it at least. I don't know how much you've spent. I don't want you guys to shoot yourselves in the foot if you don't need to. 3.
So 3. So
Well,
I guess 3.
It runs for about 10 minutes, and then you clean up that it has been there, you think. And there's a back door, and something inside your back from a certain spy master goes beep.
So I'm guessing she would take that thing out, and she would probably go put it. No, she'd probably keep it on her person, or.
Yeah. And Marie, the rest of the night.
So, see, grabbing a knife and being like, stand still is not an option. I think I'm going back to the heaven, and it will be an option to start studying the structure of the haven in order to further expand it in the future with my skills, like basically the.
Do you wanna figure out how to knock down the wall, or?
For example, knock down a wall, increase the security, placing cameras, where could I put the receiver, maybe a secret door in case I have to put certain words and just a few handful of users of us knows where is the secret entrance, all that.
Yeah. Well, when you get back to the haven, no one else is there. It's just like you guys left it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to describe this, but you're walking around, something catches your attention. It's more of a feeling than anything else. And you walk to the building next door, and then something moves. You feel this is your sense the unseen. You're not really seeing it, it's more feeling something magical. And then you feel something turn on, and you look down and you see a line. It's sort of glowing through the concrete, and it's not a straight line. It's glowing almost like it's on fire. It's very wild and chaotic, and you look for a moment, and sort of like your eyes are trailing the line, and then you see past or through all the buildings, you think, and see a giant massive skyscraper with plants all over it, but it's glowing like a Christmas tree, and you can see the roots are coming from a tree at the very top of the building, going through the walls and the floors of the entire building, but it's glowing like a Christmas tree. And then it's not a vision, but you've returned to, well, normal sight, and everything sort of fades. You can still feel the energy of what you probably think is a ley line beneath you.
Nice.
And when you come downstairs to check, it's somewhere in there behind that wall, and you're almost disappointed that you can't find a sledgehammer at this moment to knock down the wall. But you begin making your preparations and figuring out how to do it without the whole building collapsing on top of you guys. And I imagine that's probably what you're gonna spend the next 2 hours of your night doing, unless there's
Basically. Do you need me to roll, or it just happens?
No, you already kind of scoured it out, and it's
Okay,
something you're good at. So you just need the tools. And you made it through a night. Some willpower is coming back. Some experience. Some opportunities to learn new things.